we've allowed them to rest their hand on the screen. So it's a palm rejection technology. So when they're drawing or writing, they can write naturally. They can draw naturally. You know when you get into details when you're drawing, you put your hand down and you kind of go like that. You can do that with this. You can rest your palm and write. You can rest your palm and draw. In addition to that, we've got a software stack that comes on this as a base stack. It's got a bunch of applications that allow you to use the system, so turning the sound on, the brightness, those kinds of controls. Surf the web with your fingers. We've got a plug-in for Internet Explorer. We've got an e-reader that is touch-enabled. So all the software that we've got on this is touch-enabled. It's set up and designed for interacting with touch, which is really hard to do when you look at a typical tablet. There's not a lot of stuff that's designed for touch. Additionally, since we're focusing on schools, we're focusing on education, we have a base stack of software on here for education. We have a computer collaboration suite from Smart Technologies that basically allows kind of one-to-one education in classroom work. You've got a classroom of 20 or 32 kids and one teacher. They can all interact with each other. The teacher has one system. She can monitor, she can share content, stream content, do tests, do quizzes, interact with the kids. The kids can interact with each other. And there's a whole bunch of other tools on here that allow us to interact with the student in an education program. Do you want to bring up Art Rage? My daughter loves this program, Art Rage, that comes on here. It's a touch-enabled drawing program. I can't get her off of it. And she actually met one of the owners and designers of the program today. Learned a whole bunch of new features. But I'll let Mackenzie kind of draw while I'm talking in the background. But you can see how this really interacts with kids. It really resonates with kids. Everywhere I've gone, both in mature markets and in emerging markets, I've seen the kids take these things. They hug them. There's an emotional connection with this. I mean, Mackenzie, what would you say is I don't know, what do you think is the best part of having that classroom?
The best part is probably that it's portable, small, light, and really fun.
What's your favorite application? What do you love?
Art Rage, which is what I brought up right here.
So, let's see, what else do I have to say about this? I mean, I can't compete with that, right? So I've had a couple minutes today. I'm going to be around for a couple minutes. I do have to take off for another meeting. There are some information packets in the back, our press release, our presentations that we got.
Can you answer? Are there any questions? Yeah.
Sure.
Do you have time for a couple of questions?
Yeah. Oh, I forgot all about that. Well, yes, it does. It has a little camera on here. It's a still camera as well as a video camera, and it rotates 180 degrees. Yeah.
I just have a follow-up question. What kind of safety do you have in place for the GPS tracking?
It doesn't have GPS on it. Although there is an option that we're looking at for kind of a separate environment for like census takers. There's some adjacencies that we're looking at. The student versions don't have GPS on it, so we don't track the kids. From a security perspective, we've got a lot of the standard things to keep it secure. We're working with a lot of third-party ecosystem partners, NetSweeper for internet security. There's a lot of things that we focus on. We're also working with the FBI and the U.S. District Attorney's Office on CyberSafe training. So we're working on getting some of their training from iSafe onto the platform that ships with the platform so students and kids and parents have information about cyber safety and cybersecurity. If there are other things that are of interest that you guys know of, we would love to find out more about getting those types of things in our ecosystem because we do care about security. We do care about that in our kids. Yeah. Oh, of course. Wireless and wired. What's the price? That's a good question. And it's a tough question. I'm not trying to dodge it. I will answer it. But since this isn't Intel's product, the price is dependent on the OEMs, the local system manufacturers that produce the product. If you look at the difference between our clamshell and a tablet, there's a little bit of a delta, but we're trying to keep it within the same price range. If you look at emerging markets, all the way up to mature markets, we're in the 3XX, 4XX. Emerging markets, you can go a lot cheaper by de-featuring and looking at what's really the focus. So it's really we look at it as trying to make this an affordable price point. So right now in the classrooms, the clamshell, you can see it being installed for in the threes, and that's fully deployed warranty, the whole 9 yards from our local OEMs.
And for those of you that don't know, Intel had a classmate PC on the market at a first version, and what you have to admire about Intel is the constant listening to feedback and improving the product and making a reference design that manufacturers feel that they can both monetize and put to good use. So I think, it's very few companies that will make a
I'm
device.
glad you mentioned that because we've actually spent a lot of time. We announced our first version in January of 2007. We learned a lot with that first version, and we updated the clamshell in April of last year, and now we've come out with the tablet, all because we go out and we talk to students, we talk to teachers, we talk to school systems. That's really important to us with this product.
Can we get one of you with every one of these? Can we find a team?
That depends on the time of day you ask me the question.